what I'm going to be doing today, mainly making a video for friends of mine to learn how to create a character on D&D Beyond. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a D&D Beyond account made. So already made the Top Tim's account. And the second thing is, if you haven't, under the Sources tab, go ahead and click on Basic Rules. That will tell you step by step how to create a character if you are absolutely new to D&D and don't know what to do. So, absolutely new, you should be able to go through this list here. In D&D Beyond, normally you would go into Tools and select Character Builder and select to create either a standard, a pre-made, a quick build, or a random character. What we are actually going to be doing today, because it is the people that are going to be joining from a campaign, and my main D&D Beyond account has a membership at the moment, a subscription that will allow me to share my resources with them. I have made a campaign. I have selected to share resources with players. So we're going to go to that campaign's link. These are unused characters that I had started creating, but I'm going to hit create a character. And we start by possibly naming the character. I'm going to leave it blank for now because we don't know what race we're going to end up being, and I'm going to do the same thing with the image. And for this specific campaign, we are going to allow all partnered content, including the Minecraft content, Grim Hollow. Dice rolling is enabled for the character. Optional class features we're going to turn off for now. Customize origin we're going to keep off for now. Story-based character progression is going to be milestone. Hit points, you can select fixed or manual. I just want you to be I want you to be honest if you're using manual. And if you do choose to use manual, I would allow you to do what the minimum fixed is if your manual roll does not get there. Further down, feats, we're going to keep prerequisites on. Level scaled spells are going to be kept on. We're going to use encumbrance, but we're going to ignore coin weight at the moment. And we're going to have the ability scores modifiers display set to modifiers top. Because I'm just using this for examples, I'm going to set it to campaign only. And we're going to go to the next set. So, because I did select to get some extra stuff, we're going to step 1, which is choose your race. I did buy some extra stuff. These are the default races that you can select in D&D Beyond. But because I have extra stuff available, these are the races that you are able to select from. And if they have a gray area, a little gray arrow next to them, that means they have some sort of sub-race that you can select. And for this character, we are going to go ahead and select a fairy. And I do have Beyond 20 on here, which will show some extra things. Here are decisions that you may need to make. Go ahead and decide these. And keep in mind, races will have different availabilities, different options. For example, the fairy can move 30 feet, but it can also fly up to 30 feet. We're going to choose that race. Fairy magic is something that we will have to know. Intelligence, wisdom, or charisma is going to be the spellcasting ability. So when you choose to cast a spell, you're going to choose with one of these traits. We are going to go ahead and select intelligence for this one and continue on. Okay, so we did choose intelligence as our primary thing for casting, so that's going to be our most important thing on our next section, choosing a class. So we're going to go and open the rules for class, and here's a summary of the basic classes. And intelligence is most important for wizards. So intelligence, then wisdom would be the two most important things. So we're going to choose a wizard just to ensure that we do the intelligence. His hit die is going to be a d6. And the ability score improvements will be something that you want to look over. Spellcasting. As a student of arcane magic, you have a spell book containing spells that show you the first glimmerings of your true power. See spell rules for the general rules of spellcasting and the spells listing for the wizard spell list. So you will be able to select 3 cantrips from the wizard spell list, and you will have 6 first level spells available of your choice. When you go down to here, spellcasting ability will be a spell save of 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier. So we are going to select to add this class. Now we will choose our proficiencies. So as a wizard, you may want to choose proficiencies that will best benefit you. I am going to go ahead and select history and investigation as those. And there are some default proficiencies tossed in. The types of weapons you have, tool proficiencies if there's one available, saving throws, so you'll get a base bonus to your intelligence and wisdom saving throws. Once again, more information on proficiency in spellcasting and what your spellcasting is, and information on the spellbook for wizards specifically, and arcane recovery. So that will allow you to recover some spell slots as needed. Now, we are going to choose a manual/rolled for this character. And this is a type where the character attributes, the ability score increase, has not been pre-generated based on race. You can choose between +1, +1, +1, or +2, +1. So, as we already looked in here, intelligence and wisdom are going to be my 2 most important attributes. So we're going to select intelligence, we're going to select wisdom to get the +1, and intelligence to get the +2. At this point, we're going to roll our numbers. It's going to roll 4 dice, add the total, and subtract the lowest, so that's 14. And we're going to roll for each of these. Okay, so those were fairly low rolls, but that is the first set of rolls that I got, and that is what we're going to be using. So we're going to select intelligence first as our most important, then wisdom. Then we want our constitution to be better, so we have a little extra health. Then we will have our charisma and dexterity not getting negatives. And our strength will have a negative, and hopefully another person in our party will play something where strength is a huge benefit. So we have now gone through and determined our ability scores. Next, we're going to go and select descriptions. At this point is where you've already selected your race, so I would say go ahead and select a name that fits in with yours, and select a portrait that fits in yours. Because you've selected your race, your portraits will be recommended for that race. And I've selected the name Alawarin. You can go ahead and type in your own name if you want. Language choices. My character can speak, read, and write Common and one other language that my DM agrees is appropriate for the characters. The player handbook offers a list of languages to choose from, and the DM is free to modify that depending on the campaign. Because this campaign does not have anything specific in it, I'm just going to go ahead and select Gnomish as an available language. Now, background. These are default backgrounds that allow you to easily make decisions about things like personal characteristics, and they will add some bonuses. So you can select any background out of this list. My fairy, we're going to say they are out of their area, so they're not from Faerun, they're from the Feywild. So going to select Outlander. And Outlanders have the ability to have a musical instrument. I always like the lyre. Because I'm an Outlander, I can select another background language. And we're going to just go ahead and say Celestial, just as an example. So, as an Outlander, I do get a background feature which allows me to have memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, features around me. Feel free to explore the list of backgrounds and choose one that fits with your character. Then suggested characteristics. These allow you to get some role-playing characteristics that you can lean on and lean into for your character, or lean against, depending on what the situation is. As a DM, I would actually lean into giving bonuses and stuff regarding the characteristics. So, for example, I just rolled 2 random ones, and one of them was, I was, in fact, raised by wolves. So, if I had a player with me and we were up against wolves, you could use that character trait to interact with the wolves. It's been on your character sheet from day one, so you can use the character trait to interact with the wolves and communicate with them, which may help you avoid a conflict and possibly get you bonuses from befriending the wolves instead. Ideals, it says to choose one. Change, life is like the seasons, in constant change, we must change. Okay? With it. So that presets a possible alignment, because that is a chaotic thing. So whatever alignment I have, I could choose chaotic whatever. Bonds, last of my tribe. Flaws. Don't expect me to save those who can't save themselves. Character details. As I said, we already just said alignment. will probably play into it. And we're going to do a chaotic neutral character. Just based off of that last one, that's saying that's not in the mood to save someone, but it's also not in the mood to intentionally let everyone die. Faith, if you have a specific god, especially if you're playing a faith-based class, that would be where you put that in. And lifestyle. That will be something that we may not even use. That will be a daily fee, kind of for the upkeep of how your character would want to live. Characteristics. For example, my character is small, so he's going to be 3 feet tall. His hair will make white. His skin, because I don't actually have the race here, I'm just going to say tan. Blue eyes. Weight, because he's small, I'm going to say he's about 55 pounds. Age, once again, that would require me to go into a deeper set of rules for the character to determine age of fairies, what their age range is, and what their age of maturity is. And we're going to make him male. We scroll down further, we've already filled in personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. If you do want to add anything into that, you may. And then notes. This would allow you to add notes on organizations you're associated with if you join or leave an organization. Allies, so if you end up making friends with a particular person. Enemies, if there's someone you upset in a town or village. Backstory, and any other notes that you want to add. Our next area is going to be equipment. For this campaign, I would like you to choose equipment, not gold, which will allow you to choose some stuff to start off with. And we'll do a Scholar's Pack. Okay, so quarterstaff, component pouch, and a Scholar's pack. Also gets a regular staff as an outlander, a hunting trap, and a trophy from an animal you killed. Set of traveler's clothes, and a pouch containing 10 gold. So we go to what's next after we select our items. And it either allows you to export your character to PDF or view your character sheet. In this case, I'm going to select to view character sheet because we are doing online. On the website, if you click any spells that you have, it'll allow you to look at what your spells do. Actions, as of right now, it says I have unarmed strike and 1 action per turn. Okay. And I do have 2 weapon fighting available to me if needed. And arcane recovery once per day. My character is a tiefling, Utari Luna, Embers of the Luminara of the Misty Isle. Gave them a few hooks to be able to use. That is really cool. That lets them help figure some stuff out. Right now, I'm going to go into manage spells. This is why I'm making the video, because one of my players sent me their character sheet and they had not selected their spells yet. So the cantrip that comes from fairy magic, that is a cantrip from my race. So that does not count against my cantrips. Once again, if we go in here and select Wizard, we're going to go down to Wizard. We're going to go down to his spells. He knows 3 cantrips at the beginning at first level and 2 level 1s. it says even here I can add up to 3 cantrips and 3 prepared spells. So I'm going to hit 0 for my cantrips. And wizards actually have a really wide amount of stuff that they can select. So I'm going to select Ray of Frost because that cantrips can be used every turn as an action. So that will give me a spell that damages that I can use every turn, which will do 1d8 cold damage. And it has a +5 to hit because of how I set up my modifiers and everything in intelligence. Another one that I'm going to do is going to be mending. No, not mending. Frostbite. Actually, I just did an ice one, so I'm going to do Firebolt. Gave her what idea you wanted to do. Idea is that you don't officially join the party, but have been following them around. Character is supposed to be innocent and younger. Trope. That is a good trope to have. And let's do some protection as well. So those are 3 cantrips and prepared spells. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. We're going to get False Life just to give some temporary hit points. What's Catapult do? Choose one object weighing up to 1 to 5 pounds. Both the object and the victim takes 3d8. So yeah, I am definitely going to do the Yeet spell for this character. And we've got it learned. How many spells can I learn is what I want to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can have 6 spells learned. We're going to do... Well, let's do Magic Missile, because you always have to do Magic Missile. Shield for a higher DC. So that's 3. Witch Bolt. So 4. Unseen Servant will be 5. And we're going to make Jump number 6. No, let's make Grease be number 6. So now I have 6 spells. Oop, I accidentally selected 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we're gonna... Let's take... Let's take Grease off of that. Okay, so at that point, you have learned your spells. I do know the difference between spells known and spells prepared. At the beginning of the campaign, we're going to have spells be prepared. And we're going to go to first level spells. We're going to go to the spell book. Oh, sorry. We're going to go to manage spells. And it did default select my prepared stuff. We're going to go down here. I can have up to 4 spells prepared. Yes. So making sure you have spells prepared is going to be a big deal. You cannot cast a spell that you don't have prepared. And if we go over here into basic rules, under spells, there's going to be information down on wizard spells about preparation. Not under there, sorry. We're going to find known and prepared spells. So, where is it? I know it's somewhere in here. So, a wizard and a cleric do have to prepare their spells, and it'll say in the class description how to prepare. Specifically for the wizard that I have right now, we're going to go ahead and look up the word prepare again. Search, go down until we're at the wizard segment. So you have to prepare the spells, and that will be available, I believe, during a long rest only. You prepare the list of wizard spells that are available for you to cast, and it says how many. You change it when you finish the long rest, as I said. Preparing a new list of wizard spells requires time spent studying in your spellbook and memorizing the incantations and gestures. At least 1 minute per spell list for each spell on your list. Always get annoyed that despite being wizard casters on Arcane Tricksters, they can't prepare their spells like a wizard. Yeah, every class and subclass does have different things. So we did select the catapult, which we said was Yeet, as one. False Life is one that I really wanted just because I've got 7 hit points. So being able to get up to an extra 8 per combat is going to be wanted. Prepare Shield. And let's go ahead and prepare Witch Bolt because that is actually from a different type. Now, if I remember correctly, rituals don't have to be prepared because they take longer. So, for example, Unseen Servant actually is going to take 1 action plus 10 minutes. So that'll be a while just to prepare that. So at this point, you've prepared your spell slots. That is going to be a caster only thing. But in your actions, your attack is still only set as unarmed strike. So you want to go into the inventory tab and actually equip a weapon. So in this case, we're just going to equip a quarterstaff as a simple versatile weapon and a dagger as a thrown weapon. Hopefully we don't have to do that. Now, in there's also items that you can attune to. You can attune up to 3 items, and there's the trophy item from the animal I killed. Just quickly double checking something. Wizards, I believe, do they need a focus? Because I feel like wizard spell, prepare the list, intelligence modifier. You can use an arcane focus as a spell casting focus for that. Let's go to equipment. So a staff does count as an arcane focus, so all my spells would go through my quarterstaff, which would be my arcane focus, and that is equipped. So that is where we're at on equipment. Features and traits, just double check what you have as your features and traits in case they're not in here. And in movement speed, it'll say walking and flying, and it'll have rules on how to use long jump, flying, and walking under there on D&D Beyond. And there is my character showing under the campaign. Now, as a DM, I'm going to pull over a different screen for my DM stuff. I can go to my collections and go to my campaigns and click View Campaign. After we get through character building, I can go in and view your character if needed. Once again, I do have Beyond 20 set up as an attachment for Roll20. So I can view your character as needed. And if, for example, something happens where you get an item that other players aren't supposed to know about, I can just click Manage Inventory, type in, or create a custom item, and put in the description if needed. I can go through and see all these things about your character if needed. I can also go in and add some notes. Word of the Feywild. And that is, as a DM, I can see all this stuff.